Hey y'all, happy Thursday. Man, I'll tell you something. It's nothing like a good HD camera to tell you how gray your hair is getting. As I clicked send, I noticed that about myself, but forgive my ADHD kicking in there. Guys, I'm excited. We're getting back to the Gospel Project. We are getting, we've been in the Word, so don't hear me say that, but I just love going through the scriptures in order. It's truly powerful. I really believe it's a little bit more meaningful, and it certainly makes everything stick to your heart a little bit better. But so I love that we're doing that together. Forgive me. But anyway, let's get started. Here's the deal. We're starting in Exodus, which is going to be a whole lot of fun. The curriculum actually has us starting in chapter 2, which is fine. But please, please, please don't forget to set up the situation. And the situation is this. After 400 years of Joseph's children living in, or Joseph's family and Israel's children living in Egypt, 400 years have passed. They're now living in slavery. They've been living in slavery for quite some time, and it's a pretty hopeless looking situation. But what the students need to know is this: all the way back in Genesis chapter 15, God, when he was talking to still Abram, not even Abraham, God promised Abram, I'm going to give you this land. Just know that your descendants, before they get there, they're going to have to go through 400 years of slavery to get it. And so this wasn't a surprise. It wasn't that God fell asleep at the wheel. This was all part of the plan. Help the students see that. And in the next couple of weeks, they'll really be able to see this is about God revealing himself as glorious and awesome and able to do anything. But help them see this startup situation. By the way, in case you're wondering, we're talking about 2.25 million people to 2.5 million people. So this is a lot of children of Israel. That'll be even more important next week and the week after as we start the journey. But help them see the setup. Number two, that phrase, God remembered. This is a big, big deal because it says that the children of Israel, as their toil got worse and worse, their cries were heard by God, and it uses the phrase that God remembered their plight. And I promise you, some of your teenagers, especially, but maybe not necessarily just the middle schoolers, are going to go, did God forget about them? What's up with that? And this phrase, God remembered, it's not that he forgot. Think of it in terms of, and explain it to them like this. It's kind of like somebody that remembers your birthday every single year and doesn't have to be reminded by Facebook or social media or little hints that you drop that it's your birthday. They just know that it's your birthday because they know you and they love you. And think about how much it means to you when it is your birthday and all of a sudden they go, oh, you remembered. That's amazing. Because it is amazing. This is how God remembers. He remembers because he never forgot. He never lost sight of the children of Israel. Just like Jesus is waiting for the timeline to end so that he can come get us, this is God waiting for 400 years. I told him it's going to be 400 years. When 400 years passes, it's time to act. God never forgot his promise. And so help them to see that. He always remembers. That's what that means. It's not that he forgot and remembered. He always remembers his promises. And so we can take that to the bank. Number three, I'm going to attach the link to it. And I'll probably even show this to the students Sunday morning. But if you've never seen the movie The Prince of Egypt, specifically the burning bush scene, you need to watch this. I'm going to send you the clip. It's not perfect, but man, I can't even tell you how much nearly every single time I watch it, it just makes me cry because it's so beautiful and really it shows the power of God, but also just the grace of God. It's really, really good. So I'll send that to you. Just take encouragement from that. I think it's good. By the way, the phrase, I am that I am, this is a big deal. This is how God reveals himself to Moses. This is how Moses is going to reveal himself to the Egyptians. That phrase, I am that I am, is important. It literally means I am the one that is. Okay, and the reason why that matters, it's the idea that God has always existed. He always has been. I am that I am. He's constantly in the present, and he's always been around. It's not that God just doesn't have a past. He's just eternal, constant. I am that I am. It's worth pointing that out to them just so that they understand what that means, because it's kind of a like, oh, okay, I am, big deal. Yeah, I am the one that is. Is what? Is everything. That's what that means. It's a big deal, okay? And then the last thing, and this is going to be our common theme really for the next few weeks, and it's just this. I want us to say this a lot. We need to be proclaiming to the students that God will stop at nothing to keep his promises, and he will stop at nothing to redeem his people. Nothing will get in his way, and no one will stop him. And I want them to hear that and see that over and over and again. And that same God that kept his promises to the children of Israel, that's the same God that someday is going to come and redeem us and rescue us from this earth that we're living in now. Guys, I love y'all. Again, happy Thursday. We'll see you later. Bye.